YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Attila, ready to carry on this legendary campaign. Very much ready to finish off the Ebdanians. We're very close to doing so, maybe another turn or two, and they're going to be gone. I managed to successfully harass the Huns up here in Gaul, or yeah, I think this was Gaul, is where we ended up harassing them. We did quite well, and we'll be able to do more of that to them if we want. I'm not real worried about building any buildings yet this turn. We can wait a bit. Just this force has leveled up, so I'm going to give them the extra replenishment and ammunition. Let's go ahead and end the turn and see what happens on this turn end. Getting pretty excited. I'm just a couple of turns away from starting to train my elite Herculani Senores. And I think we're going to also be able to upgrade our spearmen to Carnuti Senores. Look at this. It's giving these crappy pick stacks good chances against me, and they have nothing. Like, there's nothing here that deserves to beat me. But if I let them win this, it's just another turn that I'm going to have to deal with these guys running all over the place. So I'm going to have to fight this, which is annoying because I don't want to fight this on this one. I'd like to focus on a more interesting battle, but the auto-resolve here is just going to cheat me. So, whatever. It's not going to take me much to kill this crappy attempt here that they're putting down on me, and it's really a terrible army. By the time they eat the plumbata off of my comitatenses here, they're going to be beyond dead.
Our settlement has suffered much from the enemy.
Our settlement can deal with it. I'm going to take this most damage unit. Since it'll have less javelins, I'm going to put it there.
And defend! Guard! Defensive positions! Hold position!
Just going to put this extra unit right there. Okay, ready to start the battle.
The enemy has been sighted.
These two units, let's go not fire at will. Okay. I'm actually thinking let's take these guys off Testudo, let them get a javelin volley, and then go into Testudo. That way we don't waste some of their javelins. Trying to spot enemy reinforcements, don't see any yet. Yeah, I mean the plumbata coming off these units over here is just going to be absolutely decimating. I'm actually going to hold some of this ammo for the infantry that rolls through, because it's going to be kind of wasted on the cavalry. These mercenary Celtic band and other ones, as soon as they get up here, I'm going to unleash this. Hey, I'm pretty sure that I just told you to stop throwing your javelins. FYI. Okay, let it rip. Now there's a lot more juicy targets down here. See, we got decent kills there. It wasn't great. Let's see if they're going to YOLO their cavalry in. They very well could, because they just threw their last jab volley. But oh well. Like I said, I want to see if I can get a couple of the plumbata shots off with this unit. The dogs are incoming. Let's go ahead and Testudo, so I get my extra mass and shield defense. Okay, their dogs are pretty much dead. I'm going to pull this unit back because it still has javelins available, and I'm going to block this entrance. Actually, let's set up the murder hole here. Come on, man, get positioned. There we go. All my men are positioned. Haha, this guy's ate a javelin volley there. These guys are going to make him eat it too. So we should be able to wreck up a lot of the infantry. We can pull these guys off the wall now too. I got one more unit, two more units actually, that have some ammo, so we can save that as necessary. Kind of want to just let these guys empty out what's left of their plumbata here. They got 60 some odd kills. Let's let the rest of the infantry pour in, and then we'll surround and destroy them. just by weight of numbers. And then I'll save this unit that's got more javelins. Okay, all the Celtic units have... Well, not all of them. Let's go ahead and... I'm going to blob this one extra unit in here. And then I'm going to blob this extra unit in. And now that all the rest of these guys have committed, I'll bring this last unit in. So the Celts are going to die in an extremely similar fashion to what they did last time. They're not going to be able to withstand the outflanking. And again, the high melee damage and the high armor, decent morale, all that stuff's just going to be more than the Celtic troops are able to cut their way through here. They would have to be much, much better troops offensively to have a prayer. And I'm not real upset about them not having a prayer here. I like my enemies good and dead. Go ahead and bring that unit up onto the walls. There's reinforcements coming from over here. And amongst them is a bow unit. Let's actually just kind of put this unit right here on the walls. Not really worried about the bow unit. It's not going to have enough ammo to be effective. They do have a full Celtic axe unit over here, and that's what I want to target with my javelins, so I will make sure and save them for it. As soon as this Celtic noble dies, it's pretty much going to spell the end here. Yeah, and he's fleeing. His troops are just going to keep coming back from routing. Or that's a different unit that was fleeing. He's down to 16 men, and their general's not dead, which is impressive, albeit annoying. Looks like they're going to try and cap that tower. Okay, Celtic warlord, I mean, you are wildly, wildly outnumbered here. The Celtic general has actually survived and is fleeing away here. Probably not going to be able to catch him. I think he's one of those units. So we'll just forget it. Let's just see where the other Celtic units turn up, because those guys are gone. You would think at this point that with Celtic levy, all the other people have died. They've taken all this flaming archer fire. They're shaken. Nah, they're Celtic levy. They're not going to rout. Just because it says Celtic levy doesn't mean Celtic levy. You know what I mean? Okay, there's another Celtic warlord. There's the bows. And the axes. The axes are over there. I want to get those axes with my plumbata. I don't know if I can get there in time, but I'm going to try. Go, go, go. I'm going to put my general up here and let him throw his plumbata as well. Okay. As long as I can get those axes with my plumbata, and I think I can. This should work out the timing-wise. I'm going to wait till the axes are like right in front of me. Okay, there we go. Okay, the archers are firing at these units, so I'm going to turn to face them. Put my guys in testudo there. Come on, please get on the walls already. There, my general racked up some kills with his plumbata.
We must defend the barricade.
Okay, open fire. So they're firing at the Celtic warlord, which isn't bad, but I'd almost rather them fire at the axes here. And I can't give them a javelin order specifically, but I can go on and off fire at will, and I think they'll choose the Celtic axe band at this point. But they've wasted a lot of their javelins on a target that I did not prefer. That worries me a little bit, having these javelins behind me. They could cause some damage. Yeah, yes they could. Okay, get all these guys into... Are these guys going to run around to the other side? Looks like they are. I'll transfer some men over if I think they're going to get close. Celtic bows are going to be firing away for a while. Yeah, the axes and other units are going to run around. They're pretty close to tearing down this barricade. Those units are still moving to outflank me. I'll rearrange troops over there to outdo them as we need, but I'm going to try and get rid of these cheap axe or cheap spear levy. No, all their guys have turned around now. Let's fast forward so we can get this over with. I don't know what the enemy's trying to do. Let's just let their guys go ahead and overcommit to this fight. Okay, here comes the axe. Again, let's just go ahead and let all their infantry overcommit here. Javelins, everybody, just eat your heart out. Okay, I'm going to recharge these Celtic Axe Band. And now I've got those units entirely surrounded.
The enemy is going for our general. Protect him.
Alright, the Celtic Axe Band should be dropping. They're surely not dropping as quickly as I would like them to. But let's get another unit into the back of them. The enemy Celtic warlord's still out there. Okay, all the enemy units up here just shattered. The Celtic bows are wavering. Okay, all their units shattered. I'm going to attempt to chase for a minute. Come on. If my guys will appropriately give chase, I can get a lot of kills here. My infantry is heavy, but the pathfinding in the city actually is crappy, but it kind of helps me in a way because it slows down the fleeing troops as if they were on open ground. And this will help me chase down a pretty fair number of them. That's probably about all we're going to get, though, so let's go ahead and end the battle. Don't want to spend too much time there. I wish it took a better accounting of like armor and hit points and all that other stuff in the auto-resolve, because it makes a big difference. You look at the health on some of my Roman infantry units, and it's probably twice what the Celtic levy is. So, I'm not sure that the game really makes a fair judgment sometimes in the auto-resolve. Maybe if it considered all those unit stats rather than just certain things, maybe. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works, so I could be wrong. Those stupid Picts came back on shore after Sextus walked away. And the Visigoths are now playing Ring Around the Rosie with me. Or should I say Ring Around the Sicily. I might have to take the army down from Patchy Town and cut them off. The AI is very good at running. That's like the one thing that they do very well. They know how to get away from you. If they want. Yeah, what happened to your stacks last time, Hans? You have some issues? Did you lose a couple armies? Just kind of curious. Hopefully Attila's daddy was there. Alright, Huns. I get it. You got agents. Alright, come on. Let's go now. Turn in already. Turn in. Sometimes I wish I didn't have to see the AI moves, but I kind of need to just to know what they're doing, because the turn in would go faster if I wasn't watching their moves.
It has been decreed that your merchants should not be welcomed
Really?
into our
Macedonia no longer wants a trade agreement with me, even though they like me. Makes sense. Really makes sense. Good job, Macedonia. Why don't you tick off your giant, much more powerful neighbor to the west? This agent of theirs up here is redonkulous. Yeah, I mean, he is getting my guys screwed up on like every single turn in. Now I'm going to suffer winter attrition over here against the Ebdani, which I'm not a huge fan of. Actually, I can assassinate with either one of these guys. Failure. Well, I just about expected that. What we could do, I mean, we could go ahead and attack here. I mean, I've got a fleet that has a lot of men on it, plus all those onager ships. I mean, that's a lot of onager ships out here. We could cause some pretty serious damage to the town and its residents. So, kind of thinking that I'm going to go ahead and attack. They got a lot of cavalry raiders and just junk like that. They do have a few ships, but they'll probably beach their ships and try and defend the town. Let's go ahead and fight this. It's going to be a big battle, but let's get this done. I want the Ebdanians gone. I'm sick of messing with these guys. And I don't want to take the winter attrition here because they're not. Wonder where their little town center's at. Hopefully it's within naval bombardment range, though it may not. Well, yeah, it's the one where there's kind of one way in, but the AI doesn't always garrison that one way. I think I'm going to deploy in such a way that the AI will turn to face my guys and put them in good artillery range. So let's go ahead and wait out the fog so that I can actually see something. I said wait out the fog so I can actually see something. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I'm thinking let's go ahead and let's check the enemy range. So much light bloom. Actually, if I deploy clean over here, that'll really pull the AI right where I want them for my naval barrage. But they could also disembark a bunch of ships. But my heavy sword cavalry will surely help work them over. I don't know whether they have onagers or not, so I'm going to actually hide my general back here. Got all of our units. My navy should come in via reinforcement. Let's go ahead and start the battle here. We'll just kind of watch where the enemy reinforcements come on from. Okay, good. That's right where I want the enemy. It's precisely what I wanted. There's the enemy navy. Here's my navy over here. Reinforcing from quite a ways away. But it's okay. I just want to make sure that my ships do not go into fire at will with their onager shots.
The enemy draws near.
Okay. Okay, should be good there. The enemy navies. Oh, okay, we got reinforcements behind us. Glad I actually noticed. I'm going to actually just turn my back on the enemy altogether. Move my army out here to face. My general should be safe where he's at. AI is probably going to come land their ships out this direction too. Just keep all my ships sailing this direction. Okay. We're going to be in a good position to intercept the enemy reinforcements. I'm just going to surround all these spearmen and give them a quick hammer and anvil with my Gallic Equites, so that we're going to be as brutally efficient as possible here. And then when the AI is blobbed up over here to defend against me, it'll create the perfect opportunity to use my shipboard onagers to excellent effect. Let's Pull my crossbows back here. Let's charge these units. Let's pull up the flank a little here. Okay, quickly wrap up the flank. Bring the Gallic Equites around. Intercept that spear unit into the flank there. I'm going to bring these Gallic Equites out here and seal the deal against enemy as quickly as possible. My ships are still on the move, so we're good there. I'm trying to micromanage things on several fronts. The AI is not moving towards my crossbows, and the enemy general is trying to brace against all my Gallic cavalry, but they will fail. Actually go ahead and turn off the fire at will on these Gallic Equites so that I don't hit a bunch of my own men. But yeah, the enemy general got squashed pretty bad on the charge there, and he's about to get squashed considerably worse. Pull in all the rest of my men. And all the outflanking here from my comitatenses are going to absolutely decimate the enemy infantry. I'm going to run down some of these fleeing enemy units real quick. Get in there and attack their units already. Okay. Holy crap. They're all over my ships already back here. They got an archer ship that just came in right in the middle of my men as reinforcements. I'm going to try and keep my artillery ships moving and turn around and ram the archer ship. That means there could be more enemy reinforcements coming on right behind me. There we go. Good. We kept my artillery ship alive. So we'll have to keep an eye out for enemy reinforcements coming on the map right here. Okay. The enemy ships are landing back here. Those spears off the map. I'm going to use my cavalry to as much effect as I can against these naval landings, because it'll be quick. While my Legio Comitatenses finish up all those units. Okay. We quashed that AI reinforcement there. Okay, there's more AI reinforcements here. Way more. Spears, and then here comes their naval units. I'm going to go hunt down these naval units real quick. And set up a line of Legio here. And then I don't think there's any enemy cavalry, but I need to be certain. Please come back here. Okay, this unit of light marauders is ripe for the picking. Okay, let's get over here and catch these men before they get back into the city. Yeah, this is all just crappy spearmen and then some Fianna. I don't know if we're going to be able to catch these units before they reach the city, but I'm going to try. Try and do a little damage to them at least. Unfortunately, it looks like they're going to make it into the settlement. Yeah, my heavy cavalry is going to be just a little too slow here, unfortunately. Let's, we can catch these axes, though.
The enemy are ambushing us.
And if they turn around more of their units, I'll keep a unit free. This is good. I want to get all these free kills that we can. I think you all know what I mean by free kills. I mean, this heavy sword cavalry will just absolutely squash these melee boat units, which would otherwise be pretty decent versus my Legio. So yeah, we're getting some crushing blows here. Okay, the enemy's upon us over here. We've got kind of a blob going on, but that's fine, because it means the AI is blobbed. Let's bring this cavalryman over here. I'm going to bring my crossbows over here. Let's get this cavalry away for a second. Let's bring in a separate cavalry to crush that boat unit. Alright. We can now completely surround all these spearmen. And I'm not using my javelins here on purpose because I want to save them in case I need them later in the combat. Let's see, we've got a couple of Fianna coming on here. Let's go stop this Fianna from joining the melee fight with my cavalry. And then I can use my crossbows to keep the other one out of my hair. Those spears should start routing quickly. This is just going to be, this battle will be a little bit meticulous. Yeah, see, now we've got those Fianna all formed up in a shield wall because they're trying to keep from getting cav wrecked. There we go, my crossbows will get some shots to soften them up. And now my cavalry should be able to finish them off because they're not braced. Yeah, those cavalry ought to wreck that Fianna pretty soundly. There's another one coming in, so let's do the same thing. Let's use my crossbows to soften up their health. So already we've killed a pretty huge number of Celtic reinforcements. Okay, go ahead and fire on the Fianna. Oh yeah, that's going to soften up the Fianna pretty considerably. This blob over here is just going to take a few minutes just because it's infantry on infantry, and the infantry on infantry engagement in Attila is not particularly fast. Here comes some cavalry. Now I need to be aware of that. Let's bring up plenty of cavalry to watch after my crossbows, who have definitely softened up that Fianna. So now my cavalry should be able to easily mop it up. But let's keep the crossbows in firing position. There's some mercenary Celtic berserkers coming in. Some Javcav. There we go. So 2 Fianna units mopped up for pretty much no loss. That's pretty big for me because those are some of the tankier Celtic infantry. Okay, I'm going to go flaming, fire at will in the Javcav. Alright, so the Javcav's going to die quickly. Okay, that Berserker's trying to get into my... Yeah, the Berserker was trying to get into my crossbows. Okay, we destroyed the Ebdani cavalry. Now we just need to double around on these Celtic Berserkers, who they can go as berserk as they want, but surrounded by heavy cavalry, they are dead men. So, look at this! Air actually properly dealt with enemy reinforcements for once. What are the chances? This is a rare, rare occasion. And I would say that I've actually dealt with them fairly well, believe it or not. Let's get my navy and go ahead and move up these onager ships. Okay. There is more enemy Javcav coming up. Okay, where's my other cavalry units? Okay, we can kind of just collapse on everything there. Crossbows should be able to deliver quick death to these Ebdani raiders. Crossbows have already gotten some pretty decent kills here. Not a ton because they fired at Fianna on part of their ammunition. I'm going to target that cavalry, and I'm going to bring in cavalry to do some mop up here in a minute. Go ahead and fire, please. Go ahead and fire, please, before they YOLO you. Go ahead and fire, please. There we go. Yeah, go ahead. Please finish that Jav Cav off. Thank you. Now you can finish off these Ebdani Raiders. Okay. My blob here is finished chewing on the Ebdani. In fact, we've turned them into a fine ground meat. These Ebdani Raiders are probably going to come back from routing. Yes, they just did again. So I'm going to actually just hit them with my crossbows one last time because I don't want them to get a chance. Okay, and I'm going to start unloading some Flaming Onager into some of these units. My crossbows can wreak havoc on these units as well, so I've got lots of cavalry for running down skirmishers. I mean, this is just really a matter of being meticulous because... Just see, we're on Flaming. Just going to let my guys go ahead and unleash. Kind of fire at will here. There we go. So now we should have some nice barrages coming in. I actually let some of my crossbows get killed, which is despicable on my part. But I would say that's going to be the end of that Ebdani Raider. Not even a legendary AI can take much of that. Now, while my artillery softens these guys up, I can start to move back in with all the rest of my units. Let's go use my ships and maybe choose our targets a little bit more wisely. What do we got over here? Celtic Band, Celtic Warlord, we're going to target him. Okay, I think I'm actually going to take part of this infantry and I'm going to roll over here. I'm going to take several cavalry units in support. Oh man, that Celtic Warlord got destroyed. He's down almost 40 men. Wonder if there's any more Celtic Warlords that I can see. Not any that I can see. But yeah, I'm going to let my Onager ships just go ahead and work that Celtic Warlord. And I think I'm going to take a couple of Ballistari over here too. I'm going to kind of split into two autonomous groups. There we go. So I got my groups splitting up. Celtic Warlord's down to 62 men. There is another Celtic Warlord there too. While I have a little bit of ammo left, I'm going to target it. Because this one's had enough, I think, for the moment. There we go. Got down to 53 men. That's awesome. Yeah, so the AI is going to pay some pretty stiff prices here. Okay, we may be within range of their bows. We are. Let's pull back. Let's just kind of stay out of the range of their bows and try and use my crossbow as well here. Okay, there's kind of a bottleneck right here where my guys are going to have to approach, and you can see I'm already having a hard time even just giving them movement orders over here. I'm going to come up and start discharging some of my javelins into the enemy, and then I'm going to do a marine landing over here if I can. Where I can. I don't know if I can do it right there or not. Might be able to do it in a few of these spots. We'll just try and land a few reinforcements to help me out. Didn't mean to move you all over there, so please come back this way. Okay. There we go. Like I said, just going to let these Legio go ahead and start discharging javelins. And if we kill the enemy general here, that's going to greatly drop the morale of enemies in the vicinity. So I'm going to try and move up my crossbows and see if we can accomplish just that.
out of ammunition.
Well, the others aren't, so keep on firing. Okay, these guys over here are under fire from the Celtic bows. Okay, let's get in Testudo. We go into loose formation. Move up and target these Celtic bows. Okay, my guys have thrown their javelins over here. I think what I'm going to do is actually kind of pull back for a moment so that my Ballistari can get a clean shot on the enemy general. I've got precision armored or armor-piercing shot, so we should make somewhat short work of the AI general here. He's already wavering under naval barrage. There we go. Come on, get a shot off before the precision shot wears off. There we go. There we go. We've shattered the enemy general. He's not dead, so I'm going to let my things keep firing at him. We'll see if we'll get lucky and take him out, but that's got to hurt the enemy morale. I'm actually going to save my ammo here. But yeah, you can see the enemy morale faltering pretty badly. Okay. My elite Ballistari under fire over here, so I'm going to have to return fire on the bows. Should be fine, and if we can go ahead and start breaking the morale, I'm actually going to switch to... I've got one on heavy and I've got one on flaming. I'm going to actually switch this one to whistling. And the enemy units over here are looking... They're looking particularly weak. What am I over... Am I under fire? Oh, that's the other two crossbows. Like, why am I under fire over here? These two Ballistari are taking a pretty good beating from those two bows. I'll pull them back if I get too worried about losing the unit. I'm going to do the same thing here, though. And I'm going to switch one over to whistling. And I'm going to give an attack order on that Celtic bow up here because we shattered one already. Okay, actually wanted both of you to come up here. Look at my onager ships chasing the routing enemy general, just trying to get a lucky shot. He is down to 16. I'm going to go ahead and sail my onager ships back up out of here. Let's try some of the whistling flaming combo here and see if we can get enemy units off the battlefield with the combined OP effects. Yeah, we're shattering units already. Let's see what we can do about these Celtic skirmishers, these cavalry raiders. Come on, shoot them. Shoot them. They're killing you. Shoot them. Shoot them, please. Golly, the reload on crossbows sometimes is unbearable. Shoot them. Shoot. This crossbow unit's completely wrecked now because it wouldn't fire. That's so irritating. Just sat there, and then they finally fired again. Basically, the cavalry raiders got to throw all their javelins and wreck my crossbow unit. Oh, yeah, let's be careful here. Whistling, flaming. It looks like it's not quite enough to get these units to rout just by themselves, but it's pretty close. I'm going to pull this unit up here and let it discharge its javelins. And I think that at this point I'm going to start getting maybe a little bit more aggressive here. Don't think the enemy really has the capability to stop me well. Let's go ahead and attack here. Okay, the AI is going to come at me here. I'm actually going to fall back with all the... Well, no, because they have their cavalry. I have to turn and fight. I was going to bring my own cavalry in here to reinforce. There's no real good way to outflank here. think I can get some cavalry up and around over here. Yeah, this is or no, that's not passable right there. Darn. So now my infantry have to sit here in a big blob and fight, which is not ideal.
The men are broken and running for their lives.
Okay, we got attacked over here. I kind of let my guys get hit here without giving attack orders. But we should be okay, and I think my cavalry can get around the edge here. Let's start working on that. Actually can't do anything about it. Okay, the enemy routed over here. Perfect. Okay, my cavalry, I'm going to use them to smash this bow. And I think I can sneak a cavalry unit around this flank, though I don't even know if I'll need it because the AI is falling apart. I can get to that skirmisher probably too. First, let's just get through here. Come on, get through here. That Celtic bow is like outrunning my heavy cavalry in the snow. Heavy cavalry is very, very slow in the snow. Let's kind of just reposition these boys here. Get some cavalry up to support. And then where can these ships land? Because I'd kind of like to bring in extra units just to harass the enemy if anything. Nowhere around here. I'll bring them around there and let them land. Go and let those guys land there. Okay, this Celtic cavalry raider came into the fray over here as well. Oh, those javelins. That's bad. With my cavalry... Oh my gosh, those javelins are going to absolutely wreck me here. Their cavalry has me pinned down to where I can't move, and they're going to kill a few of their own guys, but that's going to be totally worth it for these javelins. Okay. We've got to chase these guys now so that they'll quit throwing. I'm going to try not to blob 2 units into that one, because there's another one coming up behind hoping to gain the same thing. Okay, let's get over here. You crash into those javelins. Let's go ahead and push up. Okay, now you can help crash into these Celtic brigands. Alright, so yeah, this has been a long and somewhat meticulous battle, but it's okay. Okay, my general's under bow fire. I'm going to try and see if I can... Pathfinding in the city is very difficult. Okay, they got javelins and everything up over here too. This is bad. That jav-cav is a big problem. I'm going to have to pull these guys back. Ooh, yeah, that jav-cav. And then there's just standard infantry javelins over here. This is going to be a problem too. Yeah, the AI is going to get a fair few kills on me here. If I can, I'm going to push past, though, the infantry that's kind of blobbing in here, and I'm going to chase them with one of these infantry units just so I can keep them from firing. And these guys are going to drop off. And I think I might be able to sneak a cav unit past over here, too. And that means we could pin up all these infantry units. Oh, crap. My elite Ballistari are in range of this. Come on, get up here. Get up here. Get repositioned. Quickly, please. Quickly. Both switch to flaming. Precision. Reload. Hit them fast. There we go. They've routed. Alright. The remainder of enemy troops have routed, so we're going to have a victory at Ebdani. Actually killed 4,266 Celts there, so Lucius Marcellus making a pretty glorious return to the battlefield there. He had been a statesman for a while. I think he was one of the ones that was kind of having loyalty issues previously. That's going to be a huge victory at Ebdani. All of these stacks completely wiped out because there was nowhere left for them to run. I would say that was probably one of the biggest victories that we've had in any single battle. But I mean, all the artillery in that navy, I mean, it was plenty to get the job done. So Britannia in its entirety is in my control, except for a few annoying picks over here. I'm going to have to move Sextus around just a little bit. I'm going to put him into Fortify, though, so that he regains his men. There's a couple of Pictish stacks here. Nothing much left, but Britannia is pretty much completely in my control. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Heir of Carthage, signing out for now.